bucket. There we go. Right.
There's just 2 left.
What we got, guys? What we got?
Mine is the breakfast. There's still one.
82. That'd be alright. Right then, folks. Here we are. Peg 82. Boddington Reservoir. There she is. There's the office for the day. It's been a while since I've been here, guys. I can not just Peg 82, but the whole lake. So there she is, the office for the day. Got our sun in our faces at the moment. Got about half an hour to go. Yeah, early start. So it starts at 7:30, as I'd said earlier. So wind in our face. Yeah, a bit of a strong wind today. So well, I say strong wind for Boddington Reservoir. This is not very strong because it's big open expanse of water. You don't need much of a breeze for it to kick up a little bit, but it's in our faces. So although that might make it a little bit more difficult for fishing a pellet wag, we're going to need a little bit of a ripple on it today, I think, to get a few fish. So, or maybe to keep a few fish there. So anyway, yes, rods for the day. As you know, this is the FreeSpirit Boddington Classic. So donning the FreeSpirit hat, FreeSpirit top, and I'm using all FreeSpirit rods. As you know, they're all the high S version. So yeah, a little bit of a change today from obviously the Ferry Meadows setup. So it's quite nice for a change actually. But now at the minute I've got 3 rods set up. I've got another one in my bag. The one that I've left in my bag is the 14 foot. That's the high S power feeder. I've left it in a bag because I don't know if I'm going to need to cast that far, but if I'm needing to go sort of like up to, obviously if this wind in my face, I may struggle to get beyond 100 metres, so I'm going to need to get that big enough if I need to go that far. You probably can't see, but sort of out there's a little buoy. There's another one just to my right which isn't in front of me, but there's a little buoy. I reckon that's got to be just over 100 metres. So but yeah, with the wind in my face, like I've always said, I'm not the best caster in the world, so that might be a bit of a chuck for me to get up to that or beyond it. So so I've got the 14 foot just in case I need to go out that far. Anyway, the rods I have got set up, this is my bomber pellet rod. As you can see, I've got that set up there. This is the high S power feeder, and this is a special, which means it's a slightly softer version, and it's the 11 foot. It's an awesome rod, this. Absolutely love it. It's brilliant for F1 fishing, and it can handle carp up to well over 20 pound as well. It's just an awesome rod. It's one of the best rods I'd say that in my armoury anyway that I've got at the FreeSpirit range, which is the 11 foot power feeder special. Next to that, which is going to be my sort of rod, which I'm going to be using, obviously a hybrid method feeder, as you can see I've got on there. That's a high S power feeder as well, but this is the distance, and it's the 13 foot, it's a 390. So obviously power feeder, and it's the distance one, which means obviously it says what it says on the tin. It's going to get me distance. So awesome rod, awesome for casting, and it's great for playing them big mud hippos, which I'm hoping I'm going to get into. Next to that, I've got the Carp Waggler S12. This is, once again, it's a high S version, and as you can see there, you might be able to see it, I've got my pellet wag hanging off of that, so that's my pellet wag rod. Reels for the day, obviously on my distance rod I've got the 25 QD, and on the other 2 rods I've got the Dara Tournament 410s. So as you can see, all got Pulse Pro line on. For me method feeder, I'm fishing at distance. That's the I think it's £5.5, and then I've got a shock leader on there, £10 shock leader. On my Waggler rod I've got £8 straight through. No shock leader, and some people think that might be a bit too heavy, but they've got a lot of rocks here, as you can probably see in the distance, and if they start rubbing on them, they don't take a lot to snap your line. So I like to make sure that I'll give myself enough chance to get them in if they start rubbing on them rocks. On my bomber pellet rod, I've got 6 pound line Pulse Pro, and it might be 6.6, I think it is on one. It could be 6, I can't remember now, when I put it on a while ago. And I've also got a shock leader on that as well. Reason for the shock leader on that is, once again, it's just mainly for the rocks more than anything else. So there we go, nothing too complicated. The pellet wag, I can interchange different types of pellets, different types of wags I'm going to be using. With this wind, it might make it a bit difficult to be accurate. So I've seen 2 fish since I've been here, that's all. Not seen a lot at all, which is, for me, that's unusual in this area really. Normally you see a lot more, but I don't think the venue's been fishing very well at all. And in fact, you know, a lot of the guys that fish it regularly have been telling me that, you know, 1 or 2 carp has been winning the matches. Apparently there's been a load of fish caught on the down wall, peg 1 and peg 2. Ian Maith has drawn peg 2, so he's drawn the dolly peg today, so good luck Ian, hope you do well. Format for today is you've got to beat the 8 people in your section. So if you beat the 8 people in your section, you then get through to the final. So obviously I'm on peg 82, but I don't know if you can kind of see down there, there's a guy standing down there in the red is the end of my section, and then obviously it's eight anglers up, so I've got 2 or 3 anglers just past me. So I don't tend to worry too much about that, I'll just try and concentrate on catching fish. So, and if you beat the guys in your section, then happy days. Bait for the day, really simple. So I've got some 8 mils here, peg number 1, 8 mils. I've got some 11 mils there. I've got 2 tubs that I've made up of my peg number 1 micros there, and this one here, as you can see, I've put the chocker mocha in there, so that could be the key thing. I've done well on that, so that's a chocker mocha in there. I've put a few of the chocker mochas in with my standard as well. So that wafters for the day, I'm going for the slightly larger ones. These are the 8 mil wafters. I've got the Scopex Supreme or the Power Prawn. You've got pink in there, and also a pellet coloured wafter in there as well. In the Scopex Supreme, you've got a washed out pink and a washed out yellow, which is what I will probably start on, to be honest with you. So when I go out on that, I'm not actually going to start on that today. Got a feeling I'm just going to chuck a bomb out there and not disturb it, just see what everyone else does. Just stick a bomb out fairly close and just start pinging a few pellets. As you can see, obviously I've got me catapults here ready. I've also got a couple of goos as well to sling on there, and the old trusty stopwatch when I'm fishing out on the old method. So, and that's it, really simple. It's yeah, not complicated stuff here. There's a few people bought their poles today. I've been told it might be one with roach. That's how sort of poor the carp fishing's been here. So yeah, James, who's running the match for the Angling Trust today, he qualified with roach, so going back a couple of matches ago. So it was a little bit colder then. Like I say, today's meant to be really warm, so I'm hoping it doesn't get too warm that the fish just stop feeding. But I'm also hoping that they'll get up in the water and start catching a few on the old pellet wag, because that's what I really enjoyed. That's why I come here. I love fishing the pellet wag. So anyway, guys, right, I've got, like I say, I've got about half an hour to go, so I've got a couple of more things I just want to check, and then yeah, I'll have a quick swig of me water. Oh yes, the all important thing as well, just to so you can see it. Those of you lucky enough that went to the big one show, this is the peg number 1 call bag. There we go, and I've got some nice cool blocks in there, and look at that, full of lovely freezing cold water and then cool blocks. So yes, that's going to be very important today. So right, can't do that up with only one hand, so I'm going to sign off now. Hopefully come back to you playing a nice big mud hippo with a bit of luck. I've yeah, not had good draws obviously on the Masters of Ferry, and yeah, so this ain't a bad draw. I would have liked to have been further up, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. So and we just have to see how we get on. So fingers crossed, guys, we have a few. Come back to you later. Well, looks like the bomb was the method, guys. second cast. 4 minutes in, it's gone round. Proper Boddington's paw. Haven't had one of them for a while. For the wind, guys. Here we go, first one in the net. Get some more. Right, folks. Yeah, apologies for the picture quality. That sun is right in the camera at the moment, so yeah, I'll try and do my best to edit the picture a little bit so you can see me. But yeah, we're just over an hour. We're an hour and 15 minutes in, and yeah, I've not had another pull. It was just that one pull out the blue, so yeah, quite lucky really. Neil next to me has been out on the method all this time and he's not had a touch yet. Luke next to me on me right, he went out on the bomb and yeah, had one a little while after me, sort of maybe 20 minutes after I had mine, and he hasn't had another touch, so it's just a bite out the blue. And the guy to his right has had one as well on the bomb. So there's 3 fish so far in our section that have been caught, carp that is anyway, and yeah, I think mine's probably the smallest out of the 3 looking at them, so yeah, definitely need another one. But yeah, quite pleased that I've caught one. So I've been out on the wag, had a little go. I've now just gone back out on the bomb again. I've been pinging pellets, so regular, and I've not seen a fish come up for them at all yet. So yeah, just have to keep plugging away and hopefully it'll go round again. So come back to you later, guys. Alright then, folks, 2.5 hours in and it's still the same. I've got 1 fish. Luke to my right's got 1 fish, and the chap next to him's got 1 fish, and 4 guys to my left haven't had a fish yet. So apart from, there's a guy fishing a pole catching loads of little roach at the moment, so but no one's had a carp to my left. I've been out on the bomb a few times, I've been out on a pellet wag a couple of times, and yeah, I've had I'm now on my 3rd cast on my method, hybrid method feeder. Had a couple of casts at about 66 metres, never had a touch. So I've now pushed out to, what am I now, 71 metres now. So yeah, and I am 10 minutes into that. Not going to be leaving it any longer than about 25 minutes this time of year. I think the pellets break down too quick to leave it longer than that. So, but yeah, very, very, very quiet. I've not seen anyone have a fish for a while. Apart from, like I say, the chap down there's fishing a pole, couple of pegs to my left, he's catching small roach. So, right, hopefully come back to you with a nice big carp on. See you later. Well folks, there's half an hour to go and nothing's really changed. Been alternating between a method, pellet wag, and yeah, fishing the bomb and pellet. Not had another sign, although I did have a massive liner on my method. The old tip just carried on going round and round and round, which is very similar to what a Boddington pool's like. And I thought, oh, here we go, we're in. And it was just a big liner. So yeah, I went straight out on a bomb thinking they might be short, and that's why I got a liner, but never got a sign on it. So yeah, that fish we had earlier on put us under a bit of a false sense of security, I think. But yeah, to my left no one's had a carp at all. To my right, obviously the guy next to me, Luke, he's still only had one, and the guy next to him's only had one, and that's it. The chap to my left has just been catching small roach. He just switched over to that really early on, so he's probably got more weight than me now with the roach. And Luke next door to me, he's for the last couple of hours he's been fishing for roach as well, so just to bolster his weight up. But his carp's bigger than mine anyway, so mine's only about 7 or 8 pound. I think his is about 10 pound. So yeah, unless it goes round again and I have a nice hippo on there, that's going to be game over. But as I say, we've got half an hour to go, so you never know. So come on guys, wish me luck. Righto. Well, that's it folks. One bite, one fish and a liner. So doesn't appear that I've won my section, so because Luke next door to me, his carp was definitely bigger, and he's been catching roach for the last couple of hours as well, so he's definitely beaten me. Sure, the guy next to him's carp's bigger than mine as well. So, and obviously this chap to my left has been catching roach nearly all match. So yeah, off to the next qualifier then. So anyway, I filmed the weighing in, hope to get a picture of the fish. Come back to you in a bit. Right then folks, that's it, all over and done with. 4 kilos 3, so which is about £9. So yeah, not too displeased with that. Slightly bigger than I thought. The fish, I thought it was about 7 or 8, so closer to 7 actually. So there you go. Haven't won the section though, so between the guy to my right and the guy down there that was catching the roach. So yeah, I'll have to come back again to fish another qualifier. Anyway guys, actually what a glorious day. I've enjoyed it. It's been a bit different, so from bream fishing, so I've really enjoyed making the video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and I look forward to seeing you in the swim soon. Adios.